India and China are two ancient civilizations who shared borders and were trading amongst themselves before this bunkum country known as the United States was even created. However, these two countries suddenly became enemies without even knowing why. Hello and welcome again to the Edge Politics Podcast. Geopolitical Queen here with today's episode on how China and India became enemies because the United States managed to knock their heads together. Somehow, these US racketeers managed to convince India that China was their enemy who wanted to dominate them. So they should ignore China and deal with them as in the United States, since they were their best friends. Out of nowhere, some irrelevant border town became a case of endless dispute. For 7 good years, China and India couldn't see eye to eye. Should leaders of both countries even happen to be at an international event, they both made sure not to sit in a room at the same time to even breathe the same air. When Donald Trump returned to the White House in 2025, Narendra Modi, the president of India, was one of the presidents who quickly rushed to Washington to kiss the ring. He was keen on showing his loyalty to the United States. Then, the scorpion that the US always is and behaves as such the best, instead of being brave enough to own the Ukrainian war, which they started, we rather had Princess Lindsey Graham, who kept whispering into President Trump's ears to place something they are now referring to as secondary sanctions on India. Really? India, the only US friend in Asia, to fight China on their behalf? Again, the only country in Asia, or even the only country in the world, apart from the United States, which banned TikTok because the United States said they didn't like TikTok in the US. Was this the country to turn against? But all the same, dazed with disappointment and regret at the way the US had turned against India, President Modi quickly hopped on his plane to visit President Xi at the SCO meeting where the other global leaders were meeting. Modi was desperately looking for acceptance and support from the other global leaders. He couldn't even stop holding President Putin's hand. It was like an 18-year-old boy who had fallen in love for the first time. How many times didn't he hug someone like some needy schoolgirl? Well, at least he learned his lesson that whether he liked it or not, his neighbor is China. And for all the pretense, the United States, it's no partner to be ever trusted. The United States is only interested in its own interests and not interested in so-called friends. A lesson which we suppose President Modi really learned the hard way. So what do you think? Did President Modi take a cue from the betrayal of the United States this time around? Well, kindly leave your comments in the comment section below, and thanks for tuning in. I will be back with the next broadcast. Good day.